Hey there, everybody. This is Mike with Soundstage EDU. We're back from Chicago. And yeah, I posted a couple episodes while I was gone, but we're getting settled back in before I head out for another week-long event. So we're going to do this kind of quick. This week on the podcast is going to feel a bit different. Not louder, not angrier, but sharper. And here's why. I've seen 3 separate financial governance situations in 1 week. 3. And it's Tuesday, isn't it? I guess. It doesn't matter. It won't matter to you guys. You get this when you get this, right? But 3 situations. Different states, different programs, same structural fracture. And I realized something. If I don't talk about this directly, then I am complicit in pretending that it's rare. And I need you to understand something, guys. What we're going to talk about this week is not rare. It's common. And it's preventable. Before we go further, I need to say something clearly. Some of what we're going to talk about this week may be triggering. If you've lived through fundraising pressure tied to authority, booster financial chaos, or director board liability confusion, or program cuts that were handled poorly, you may feel something come up. And that's not accidental. Because money and power are the 2 fastest ways to fracture trust in a fine arts program. And we simply do not talk about that enough. I'll be honest. Just about every time that I do a hot take episode, I get a call or a text message from my mother, who's probably listening right now. Hi, Mom. And she asks if I'm okay. She tells me to calm down. She tells me to watch my language, to watch my tone. She worries that I'm going to alienate people in this process. And I love her for that. I love you, Mom, if you're listening. But here's the thing. Here's the thing I need you all to understand. Despite my tone, despite the fact that I know you guys can hear me grit my teeth and sometimes I growl, I'm not angry. I'm convicted. There's a difference. And if raising the standard makes some people uncomfortable, that's not alienation. That's calibration. And I know I'm not everyone's favorite flavor, and I'm okay with that. So we'll continue on. This week, we're going to unpack 3 situations. Not hypotheticals. Real ones. First one is going to be a director that issued a document and a threat tying grade repercussions to fundraising minimums. This wasn't a rumor. This wasn't a story. This wasn't someone else's hot take. It was an actual document I saw with my own eyes. Story number 2 is a director who rented a truck on the booster debit card, declined supplemental insurance, drove it under a low bridge, wrecked it, and now wants the booster nonprofit to absorb the cost. And the online advice thread was nuclear and dangerously misinformed. And then our third story. I've already brought it up once before, but we're going to do it again. We're going to circle back to this one. A 5th grade strings program potentially being cut. With communication so vague and emotionally loaded that the community itself is spiraling. And that community is 7 miles down the street from me. So it's not some distant story. It's a story in my own backyard. But we have 3 stories that we'll hopefully get to this week before I depart for Salt Lake City. 3 stories, 1 root issue. Structure ignored. Now here's the deal. None of these needed to happen. None of them. Every one of them was avoidable. Not with passion. Not with more fundraising. Not with louder advocacy. But with structure. Clear boundaries, clear policy, clear authority lanes, clear financial guardrails. Because when structure is weak, pressure rolls downhill. And the smallest person in the room absorbs it. The student. Your kids. Our kids. My kids. That's the line for me. And I want you guys to understand that this podcast, our ecosystem that we are creating together, is a safe place to process these issues. But it is absolutely not a place where I will soften the truth to protect adult egos. We can be kind. We can be respectful, but we are not going to normalize preventable governance failures. If that tone feels different this week, it's because it is. It's not explosive. It's intentional. So here's what I need you to do as my audience before the next episode drops. Don't react. Reflect. Ask yourself, where are the financial boundaries in my program? Who signs contracts? Who holds liability? What is written versus assumed? And what happens when money gets tight? Because this week, we're not just talking about drama. We're raising the governance standard. And when money gets messy, structure must get cleaner. This has been Mike with Soundstage EDU. I'll see you in the next one. And we'll do them all as a sort of Ask Mike type series. They may just be regular. I don't know. But bottom line, back to the Ask Mike thing. Send me your questions. That's where a lot of these get precipitated from. I know a lot of people don't want to ask their question here in the group. They don't want to put it online. I get that. They don't even want to send me a DM. I get that. Which is why we set up a Google Voice. You can send it a text message. Yes, I see your number, but I don't see your name unless you give it to me, or unless I already have it. But you can send me a message to 913-353-6141. Again, that's 913-353-6141. You can send me a message there. Send me your question. Just like any other text message. It's fine. Just make sure you send sequentially so it makes sense to me when I read it. Or, if you don't mind the digital paper trail, you can send me an email at soundstageedu@gmail.com. You can follow this show. You can leave a comment here. I only check the comments in Spotify. I don't check them on Apple. I just don't. Apple's hard to log into. It's kind of just irritates me. You can send me a DM to my personal profile. My name is Mike DeJohn. I have a public profile. You can find it. Grumpy guy wearing a brown blazer or gray blazer. I don't know what color it is. Standing in front of a brick wall, wearing glasses. Again, looking just angry. That's me. Not angry. I'm intense. That's what I've been told. But you can send me a DM there. You feel free to follow me. We're a little bit different there. You can join the Soundstage EDU Parents and Boosters group on Facebook. You can engage here inside of the Band Parents Tips, Tools, and Tricks group, the group that's run by the Virtual Assistant Director, the VAD. We're all part of a collective here to help you guys, to give better understanding, to give resources where resources are needed, to support where support is needed. We are here for you guys, for your benefit. This isn't just our ego play. This is to help you all. This is to help the art that shaped all of us. That's why we're here. No, don't ever want to forget that. Even though these situations like this are going to get sticky, they're going to get tense, they're going to feel personal, that's fine. We need to talk about these things, because if we don't talk about them, they just fester and everyone gets more and more angry and nobody has any understanding. And then what happens? It rolls downhill and it lands on our kids. So, with that being said, you guys take care of one another. Take care of yourselves. Go pet your dog. Go scratch your cat behind the ears. Not too much, they'll scratch your back. But hey, look. Regulate. Find some calm. Because this week is going to get fun. We'll talk to you all soon.